Hi guys, welcome to the session. Today we are going to learn about the locator concept. So in the last class we discussed about the how to locate the element by ID, like name, link text, partial link text, and all. Today we are going to discuss about one more locating strategy, something called CSS selectors. Okay, this is also one more locator strategy in Selenium. So that we have to discuss today. Hi guys, welcome to the session. So today we are going to discuss about the CSS selector. Hi guys, today we are going to discussing about the CSS selectors. So welcome to the session guys. Hi guys, welcome to the session. So in the last class we discussed about the locator strategy in Selenium. So we discussed about how to locate the elements by using an ID attribute and name attribute and link text and partial link text and all. So today we are going to discuss about one more locating strategy called CSS selectors. Okay. So this is also one more locating strategy. So why we are going to use this strategy is like see for example. So CSS means a cascaded style sheet. This is also one more locator strategy which we are going to use in Selenium. So basic thing is in Selenium in the HTML. So what exactly happens is sometimes we will not be able to locate the elements by using an ID and name and etc. Say for example, if the web element itself does not have this kind of attributes, so it will be very difficult for us to identify the web elements uniquely on the web page by making use of direct ID name and partial link text and all. So that is the reason. So we will be going with the locators CSS selector locator strategy. So here there are multiple methods are available in CSS selectors also. We will be discussing about only few locators commonly used CSS selectors locators type. So we are going to use. So in the basically in the CSS selectors, what we are going to do is we are going to use with the combination. Okay, so tag and ID combination. So here if you see here this is tag and ID combination and tag and class combination. Tag and attribute combination and tag class and attribute combination. Okay, so these are the four methods which are commonly used to locate the elements on the web page. So tag and ID combination, how exactly it looks like this. Say for example, I just try to write the syntax for this particular location strategy. So say for example, I'll try to open one website. Okay, so say for example, we'll open amazon.com, amazon.in. Okay. So if you look at if I inspect this, if I do right click and if I click on the inspect page, so it will open the all HTML code which is written for this particular web page. Okay. So in this particular website, so I'm going to select this particular search icon. So if you see here, there is an input tag, and we have so many attributes called type, ID, value, name, field, autocomplete, etc., etc. We have, right. So in this case, so we have to make use of the tag and ID combination. See here, here we have a tag called input. So and we have an ID. So okay, by making use of these two combination, we have to locate our web element. Okay, so how syntax it works is so basically, so the tag will be there. So tag we have to specify, and then we have to put hash. Then we have to specify the ID. So this is the basic syntax of how to write a tag and ID combination. So for this particular web element, if I want to write the CSS selectors, so I could write input is the tag name. So then we have to specify with the hash. So then we have to specify the ID value. Okay. ID is the attribute and what is the value of the particular attribute. So this is what we have to write. So here what happens is a tag name is not always mandatory. Okay. So this we have to remember is a tag is an optional thing. So directly we can write uh, this part only. So excluding the tag part, if you write this part also, it works. Okay, so this is how we can locate the element by making use of this tag and id combination. Okay, so that is what we have to write, and we have to separate the tag and attribute with like hash symbol. We have to separate in that way. Okay, so that is how we can locate by making use of these two strategies. So we have to use this tag and id combination with by separating with the hash. So the same syntax, if I copy paste this into the dev tools, so this is what we call it as the dev tool. Okay, so if I copy paste, I mean control F, control V, if I do, so this is locating that particular element. By like seeing this, we can assure that my whatever the locator strategy which I have written, so that is correct only. So it is locating the one web element, so that is correct only. So now what I'll do, I just remove the tag name. Okay, so now also it is locating that particular element, so that I can uh, see that this is the whatever the locators which I have written, so that is correct. Okay, so now we will get into the tag and class. Okay, so the tag and class is also similar, like the tag and id combination. So the syntax, if I can write, is tag. So then here we have to specify the tag and class by dot. Okay, by dot. So then we have to specify the class name. Okay, so what is the tag for this particular web element? Input is the tag, right? So then we have to like put the dot after this particular when we specify the tag name. Okay, so now I have to copy this class name. Okay, so the class name is, so copy the class name, control control V, so then put like dot class. So okay, so this is the class name, so which is highlighted in that particular web element. Okay, so input dot this class. Okay, so here also, like that tag name is optional, so we can write it in this manner also. I mean in this pattern also, if you write, it will work. Okay, so then comes the tag and attribute combination. So here also, like here we have to use the attribute instead of id and class. We can make use of any attributes which are available for that particular web element. Okay, so here there is small differences that we have to understand. Id and class is also an attribute, but whereas in the case of id, we have to specifically or particularly we have to use id attribute only. So when it comes to class, class is also an attribute, but we have to use specifically class name only. But when it comes to attribute, so we can use any attribute which are available for that particular web element. Okay, so this is also same. So then first comes tag. So then we have to specify inside the square bracket. So then we have to write, say for example, if I am going with id, or else if I am going with say for example type. Okay, type is also an attribute. So then comes, what is the value? Text is the value. Okay, so that is how we can write it. So what I'll do, I'll just like what is the tag? Input is the tag, right? So this is how we can write. So I'll write it for this particular web element right now. So input is the tag. So then comes the square bracket. So then type is one attribute. What is the value of the attribute is text. So here, if you can see here, type equal to text, input is the tag. So I'll just do copy paste this in the dev tool, so that I can like confirm that this I mean CSS selectors is fine. So it is highlighted in the element fine. So I'll remove this tag name. So here also, like tag name is optional, guys. Okay, so here also tag name is not mandatory, so we can use it like this. Okay, so not only type, okay, any attribute which are available for this web element, we can use it for the css selector tag and attribute combination. Okay, So it is not like that we have to use type. So there will be many attributes which are available for the web element. So we can make use of any attribute in order to identify the web element by tag and attribute combination. But make sure that in ID and class combination, we are specifically have to use class and ID. That's it. Okay. But in the attributes, we do not have any restriction like that. So we can make use of any attributes. Then comes combination of tag, class, and attribute. Okay. So now we are going with tag, class, and attribute. Okay. So here also, like tag, we have to specify what is the tag and class. We have to separate. So then dot, right? So then we have to specify class. So how to write an CSS selector for attributes. So we have to specify inside the export, right? So here we have to specify the attribute and what is the value of attribute. Say for example the value may be anything, right? So for example like this. So for this particular web element we'll write uh, this combination. Okay, tag is input. Okay, input and class name is nav hyphen input. Okay, so tag and class will be separated by dot. So then comes, so we can make use of type equal to text. Okay, so this is the attribute, type equals text. Okay, so here also guys, tag name is optional, so we can either use tag name or without tag name also it works. Okay, so now what I'll do is just simply copy paste this value into the dev tool so that I can confirm that the whatever the locators I have written, so that is perfect only. So okay, so now I'll remove this tag. So now also it is identifying fine. So these are the four methods, are four ways we can identify the web elements uniquely on the page by making use of CSS selectors. Okay, so practically we will go and see how to practically we will see this how these things works. Okay, so for that I'll go back to my Eclipse and I'll create one dedicated class for this. Go to new and create one class. So I'll create one class called CSS selectors. Okay, CSS locators, CSS selectors. So I need main method, so I'll select the main method. So then it is selected. So in order to launch the browser and all, I'll copy paste my code from my previous program. So I just copy paste in order to save the time for you guys. So as I am working with Amazon, so I'll pass this URL. So copy this URL instead of the whatever URL we specified, we will remove that URL. Okay, so then now we are launching the browser. So then we have to identify the web element, right? So here we will specify driver dot find element. So here make sure by dot CSS selector one method is there, so that we have to use for whenever we are identifying the element by using CSS selector. Okay, so what is the CSS selector? So first is tag and ID combination. Okay, so we'll write tag and ID combination we are going to try. So for that tag and ID whatever we have written, so that we will copy. Okay, so one more time we'll go back to the code and we'll see whether it is locating fine. So it is absolutely locating fine. So here we have to pass the value whatever the locators we have written, right? So now we have to send the keys. So we will send we'll send what, so we'll send some iPhone 14 like that. Okay. So this is the text I wanted to send it. So we'll just send this text. So that is fine. So then we will do some kind of a click driver dot find element by dot CSS selector. So here we have to inspect that particular subchecker. So go back to So we will look at this particular search icon. So this is the code which is so this is the code which it is highlighting for that particular search icon. So id attribute is there. So tag is input. So I'll write input hash that particular id. So it is highlighting that particular part. So now we will try without tag name. Okay. So I have removed the tag name. Directly I am using the hash and the id value. Okay. So then we'll do click. So then I am saving my program. So I'll run this. Okay. So let it load. So it is started the Chrome browser. It is maximize window. So then now it is opening Amazon.in. Okay. So now it has to send the iPhone 14 text inside the search box. Then it has to click on the search icon. Okay. So it is sending the iPhone 14. Then it is clicked on the search icon. Okay. So this is how the tag and ID combination works. Okay. So then we will try for uh, tag and class. Okay. So we'll comment out this line of code. So now we will use tag and class combination. Okay. So here we will go with driver dot find element by dot CSS selector. So here we have to pass that tag and ID. Tag and class. Okay. So this is the class. So pass this value. Then dots and keys. So here you pass from 40. Okay. So then for the click, we will write one more CSS selector driver dot find element by dot CSS selector. So here we have to specify CSS selector. For this, do we have class or not? We will see. So for this, yeah guys, we have a class. So we have to remove this in order to get that. So this is the class and dot. It is locating two elements. So it is not going to click on that particular element. So now here we cannot use this combination as it is locating two elements, guys. Okay. So for this, what we have to do is both are this tag is also input, this icon is also input. So just we will try with the above method only. Okay. So just it has to send the text inside that particular method. So tag and class we can use, but what happens is like, so already that class is available for that particular search icon. Selenium will by default it will go and locate the element for the first element. Okay. So here it was locating two elements, right? The search bar and search icon both are having the same class name. So if I use the tag and class both are same, the Selenium is locating two elements, so it will click on the search bar again. So it will not click on search icon. So it by default it will do the actions on the very first identified element. So that is why search will not work. In this scenario we have to use xpath. I'll explain you in the future classes. Okay, so in this how to overcome this scenario also we will explain in that classes. Okay, for now we will go with the very first thing only, input, and this is the tag and this is the class name in now input. So this we have to use. So what it has to do, it has to launch the Chrome browser and it has to open the amazon.in, then it has to send the keys into that particular search box. Okay, so now it is started. It is maximize the window. It is launching the browser, I mean particular website. See guys, it is sending the value. Okay, so uh, now we will try for uh, next type. Okay, so this is tag and attribute, right? So tag and attribute. Okay, so here also driver dot find element by dot CSS selector. So in this CSS selector, for this search bar, so we will use, so this is the input and type equal to submit. So we will use this attribute. Okay, we'll remove this. Again we'll inspect this element and the type is text. So we will use tag is input square bracket uh, type equal to submit. So it is identifying one element. Okay, so we'll go back to Eclipse, then pass this CSS selector, then do send keys. So we have to pass iPhone 40. So then comes for search icon. For this search icon we'll write the code, and for this, so this is the what we have, so type equal to submit we have. So here without having any tag name we will write, so type equal to submit. So it is locating the element. So we'll go back, driver dot find element by dot CSS selector. So pass this value. So then do click. Okay, so here make sure any attribute we can use. Okay, so it is not like type, it is not like type. Okay, so any attribute which is available for that particular web element we can make use of it. It is not an issue guys. So it is Chrome driver started. So it is launching the browser and it is opening the website. So it is past the iPhone 14, then clicked on the search icon. Okay, so that's it. So next method we are going to try tag, class and attribute, right? Tag, class and attribute. Okay, so for driver dot find element by dot CSS selector. So here we will write an CSS selector for our web element. So this is tag and class, right? So there is the class for this. Okay, so we have to come back to the main page. So here is click on this icon. Okay. So it is loading, so that is the reason this is beautiful. So this is the class, tag is input, input dot, this is the class, input is the class. Okay, so then comes attribute, right? So go back to that particular web element and pick any web element and an attribute. Now I'm going with id. So inside the square bracket id equals this thing. Okay, so the CSS selector for this. So it is locating only one web element. Go back to the eclipse and dot send keys. So send keys is iPhone 14. Okay. So then driver dot find element by dot export. Sorry, it's not export. CSS selectors. So then we have to write on CSS selector for this particular search icon also. So first we will remove this, otherwise we may get confused with this. So the class is this thing. So class we have to write it as dot class, right? So we have to remove this. Okay. So then we'll take the attribute as which attribute will take, any attribute is fine. Type equal to submit, right? Type equal to submit. Guys, please make sure both the scenarios I am trying here. Okay, so both with the tag name and without tag name. Okay. So then we have to do CLI click. Okay, so for every possible scenarios with tag name and without tag name, with the tag name and without tag name, both are I'm trying. Okay, so I'm saving this and I'm running this. Yes, now Chrome driver is started. It is opening the website. It is past the iPhone 14. Then it did click on the search icon, guys. That's all, guys. So that's all for that's all about the CSS selectors. So thank you, guys. That's it for today. So we'll discuss XPath tomorrow. Okay, so XPath is very important concept. So that we will discuss in the next class. Thank you, guys.